You seem like an optimistic guy to me. Would you consider yourself optimistic?
Well, the alternative sucks. So,
well, say more about that, because I think I've seen various, and I can't cite the sources here, but polls and surveys of especially younger people, like 20 to 35, maybe even younger, who have record levels of apathy, right? And pessimism.
Yes.
That's a problem. That is a very, very significant problem.
Huge
especially
problem.
When you consider, a lot of the entrepreneurs who are going to be in the full contact kind of professional sports of business do a lot of great work in that band, right? So, and whether that doesn't have to be in the for-profit sector, but just people getting big things done in the world fall. A lot of them fall in that band. How do you cultivate optimism, or how would you sell optimism to people who are feeling apathetic when they're just getting barraged all day long by what they consider to be fatalistic bad news?
Well, first, change your media diet.
Yeah.
First, change your media diet and start talking and listening to people who actually have some possible solutions for the problems. Now that you're tuned into the problems, some of the problems we have, go learn about them. Go see how you can be part of the solution. So either you can sit there and be apathetic and be part of the problem, or you can move and be part of the solution, right? Apathy doesn't sit in the middle between problem and solution. If you are apathetic, you're part of the problem. You need to be working on the solutions. And more that you look at the solutions, and I'm seeing things for 5, 7, 10 years out, 15 years out, you can't help but be optimistic because you see the stuff that's coming down through, from these research labs or from these brilliant entrepreneurs who have great ideas. And some will fail, of course, but a lot of them will succeed. And you start going, oh my God, there is a future. We can do this if we want to embrace it. We saw it with COVID. We all got together in COVID just 2 years ago, like this week or last week. Oh my God. We're putting up temporary hospitals. What can we do about testing? What are we doing about new ways of communicating the data and getting the news stories out there? And of course, there was misinformation, all the other stuff. But look at how the world rallied together and tried to figure this stuff out. Governments did. And you might even feel, at least I did here in Europe, a sense of leadership from the politicians and the governments of trying, even if you might not agree, trying to do something about it. When you see that we do have that capability as humans to help each other and help our own as well as each other, when we know that there are climate crisis problems out there, and when you start to see the solutions, it's hard to be pessimistic or apathetic about it. Because again, if you are, then you're not helping to solve it, right? You're not helping to be on that side. Be on the other side, helping to solve it, and maybe you'll see something. I'm a cautious optimist, okay? I'm not just I used to be an optimistic optimist. I'm a cautious optimist, right? Or a pessimistic optimist. I make sure we pick things, because there's lots of things to pick from, that can be real and help those become real. But I obviously ask all the questions. It's just not like, oh yeah, that's going to be great. No, we have to really dive in. There's a lot of shady people out there selling things that don't really exist. But when you start to get on the other side of the equation and start to look for solutions, then you can start to get optimistic. So change your media diet first and foremost. Start learning. Think about things you're passionate about and dive in and learn, because there's so many resources out there. You wouldn't believe how many things are out there, and people are needed for those. And they're usually really well paying too. And you're going to do something that's meaningful to you, to your family, maybe your kids or grandkids, and it's going to help your society and it's going to help the planet. So that when you sit at a dinner table in 2050 with your grandkids or whoever it is, and they go, oh my God, we just got past this climate crisis issue. It's always going to be lingering with us, but we got past it. And your kids or your generations, people around the table go, what did you do about it? How did you solve it personally or professional? How are you part of the solution? You can actually have really good answers, because this is an existential thing. This is not about bullshit metaverse or the craziness around the NFT, gambling. This is about true problems that we have. And to your earlier point, the first trillionaire will be someone who solves these massive problems on this planet that we have. Because why? Because we're not going to exist without them. And that's the biggest pain ever. Think about this. When you get sick, or I hope you never do, but when someone gets sick, what happens? They all of a sudden go, I'm going to change my life. They have a heart attack. Who knows what it is? God forbid anything happening, but I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go in, and they wake up to it. Well, guess what? We have a sick planet. Our planet is incredibly sick, and we caused it. Nobody else did. We caused it. Maybe it's other generations, but you can't just sit around and go, well, it's sick. I don't know what to do. It's a family member. It's so important. It's a family member. What are you doing to be on the right side and trying to find solutions, both personally and professionally?
You're here.
It's a passion, man. I love this
No,
stuff,
I know. This is why I wanted to bring it up.